Is that Rufus?
It is indeed. Hope you like my AI animation of Rufus flying in space. All right, shall we introduce ourselves? So, my name is Dorian. You probably know me. I'm a creative director and a recent student of data science. And here we have my brother, Mikołaj.
Yep.
You want
Hi,
to
guys.
introduce yourself?
Sure. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Cool. Yep. So I've been working with Dorian for a while now. We've been conquering Amazon. I primarily been working on the copywriting side of things, branding, and now I am the chief marketing officer here at Kepler, and I can't wait to bring you everything that we've been working on, and I'm excited to dive into Rufus right here.
Thanks, Mikołaj. So, I mean, this webinar has only one aim, and that is simply to start a conversation. And if you leave today with more questions than answers, then in my opinion, that's a success. So just to let you know, we don't have all the answers, but we have a lot of good questions. So why am I bringing this subject up right now? Because at Kepler, we have realized that something major is going on and coming our way. And here's a top view of recent events. Like Rufus has been introduced as beta, AI listing enhancements in Seller Central, papers circulating about Cosmo, Amazon Cosmo, and recently ad retargeting has also been introduced. So these events individually do not paint the whole picture, but if you put them together, you will see what is coming our way. And we'll also show you how to use some of the tools available to talk to your data and optimize for the new AI semantic search. So let's start with Rufus. If you haven't been living under the rock, you probably know how to use AI chat to find out stuff about the subject that you are exploring. And Rufus is exactly just that, but for Amazon shopping. It has been launched as beta and has actually received very mixed reviews. The main negative review was that it was not great at product recommendations, right? What a flop. But this is, in my opinion, why Amazon has introduced the AI enhancement program. Its goal is to fill in the gaps and information for Rufus to be able to retrieve the semantic context of your listing and have a better understanding of Amazon product catalog. So you have to understand that Rufus doesn't work on sort of keyword-based search. All large language models need a much larger data set in order to retrieve the context. And this is simply the reason why we see Amazon desperately trying to update your listings right now. So simply because Rufus needs to get smarter. The next Amazon Cosmo engine, this is a big one. It's basically TikTok algorithm for shopping, but much better. It will be working in the background alongside Rufus, collecting data and painting a picture of you as a shopper. So both Rufus and the ad placement can reach the right shopper with the exact needs and the perfect product at the perfect time. And up till now, the main data point and what we've been collecting and analyzing is obviously keyword search and keyword search volumes. But user behavior is a much bigger beast, and we'll show you why. And the recent, obviously, announcement of ad retargeting also paints a picture of upcoming changes. So what is going on? The entire world is going through a transition, and Amazon is and will be at the forefront of it. The changes coming will be so significant that anyone that will miss them is going to really fall behind quickly. So what are going to be these changes? Let's zoom out and look at some of the current trends. This one by Statista. There's an increasing acceptance of personalized advertising based on consumer data. Consumer actually value tailored content and experiences more than ever. We all hate random ads, right? We all hate them. The next one, advanced insight into consumer behavior. This technology is designed to boost customer loyalty through highly accurate product recommendation, leading to increased engagement, higher retention rates, and overall customer satisfaction. And this is Amazon basically trying to reduce, things like abandoned carts, upsell you more products, increase conversions, reduce returns, and improve the overall platform experience. And This one is also really important. Voice assisted shopping. The future of online shopping is voice driven. Moving beyond chatbots, voice AI represents a more intuitive and natural mode of interaction with technology. And perfecting AI tools is a crucial step for Amazon in realizing this vision, making shopping more accessible and convenient. They can't fail at this step and will pursue perfecting and implementing Rufus at all costs. They have failed with Alexa, but if you see the recent interviews with Jeff Bezos, all he's talking about is giving Alexa shopping another chance with those new tools. So this is how we currently the search works. So you look for a busy board, for example, and you ask me what is a busy board. I had no idea until my friend told me, and it all made sense. So this is what you would get, the type of results when you search for busy board. Can you guess what a busy board is? Well, how many of you knew about the existence of such a product? Give it to your small kid on the plane. They'll leave you alone on the trip, so you can sip on your overpriced gin and tonic, probably without ice in a plastic cup. But that's what busy board is. Now, in the future, in the very near future, all you're going to have to do is type into Rufus, I need something to occupy my kids, with on a long road trip. That's all I have to know. Basically, I need to know, all you need to know is the intent of your search. And what it could look like then is basically, this is what Rufus could, provide you with. And let's take a look at it. You have, some small toys for kids. You have a coloring book. Well, there's a blanket. Yeah, I might need a blanket in the car. Wet wipes. Yeah, actually, that's a really good idea because they're gonna make so much mess at the back. Nausea relief bracelet. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. I need that. So here's what Rufus could really bring in is the upsells, the additional, really understanding the intent and giving you more than one product suggestion. So it really tailors the results based on the intent of your search. Without knowing what a busy board is or the other products, all I need to know is my intent. And then Amazon will then sell me way more than just one product. And all of them I really need on that trip. So I might as well get all of them. So from one product, we went to all sorts of upsells. So now right now we have a keyword-based search. It's all rank-based results, heavy in content listings, and obviously we have the manual product comparison. In the future, and the very near future, how it could look like intent-based search. So actually discover new products that I didn't know I didn't know that existed. It will be heavy in creatives, and it will just have a layer of chat on top of it. And that chat will be used for things like, live Q&A retrieval, so refinement and understanding the product a bit more, and quick comparisons. So keyword search will become obsolete, or will it? So here's another intent-based search. Something for a protective envelopment and aesthetic enhancement of mobile phones. I'm going to ask Rufus, right? And this is what Rufus is going to give me. Yeah, well, that was so unnecessary, right? I was just looking for a phone case. So you can see that simple keyword search is not going anywhere and never will. But there will be just another layer on top of the current search introduced, which will significantly help customers discover much better products, and even products that they were not aware existed before the search. And the remaining of the funnel would definitely change completely. And how will it look? So we start with the search, which will be obviously you have the intent search and keyword search. Then we'll have a Q&A retrieval, which is basically me asking and finding out things about the product, about the things that I really care about and want to find out. And then we have the reassurance, which is me trying to understand, the feedback of my fellow customers. So summarizing reviews, finding out if certain mentions about things that I care about. Has anyone mentioned this? Has anyone mentioned that? And then the last one is comparison. And we all have done it where you have to looking for a product, you have to open 5 tabs and compare them manually and look for all that information. With Rufus, it's going to be very quick. So this is how the funnel could look like. And I'm going to give my mic to my brother to go through the next few slides.
Yeah, sure. So Dorian's already mentioned that it's going to change basically how you interact and you do your search. And apart from the customer kind of level of change that we like, customer facing changes we might see, potentially Rufus could also transform the internal mechanisms of how Amazon retrieves search results. And what I mean by that is, instead of right now being keyword search based, as he's already mentioned, um, where it looks at your keywords, alt text, search terms, any kind of text-based information you've given your listing, and Amazon uses that to retrieve results. It's going to move towards a more multi-format search where the AI will be able to look at not just text, but also images, infographics, videos, actually, probably anything else, because we've seen how smart AI can be and how much it's able to understand. So the results of that are obviously going to be smarter and more specific results, as Dorian has already alluded to, but also less irrelevant results. So, for example, AI is smart enough to be able to tell the difference between um, colors. It's able to tell the difference between sizes. And just to give you an example, if you have a listing that says that this product, say the busy board you've already mentioned, say the busy board is for toddlers aged like 1 to 3. Um, that's the intent of the product, right? But because sellers want to rank for a wide variety of keywords and want to sell a lot of products, they might say that the listing is in the title, it might say ages from 1 to 6. Well, Rufus will be smart enough to be able to know that this product is actually for like 1 to 3 year old kids, and it won't show it to you. So things like this is just one example, but it will be able to tell between, like, as I mentioned, colors and sizes. So even if you have keywords which are used in listings to help buy sellers to rank, they will not necessarily mean that Rufus will provide those results to people searching for them, which, it's a challenge for sellers, but it will provide a much more smoother customer experience, because we've all been there where we've gone through like um, a page of results based on your keyword, and you're like, none of these products are really serving the need that I have. And in general, the results will be much more comprehensive and intelligent, if you want to. Yep. Um, so this then begs the question: is it going to be a case of the more the better? So again, Dorian's already mentioned that AI, that Amazon is, using AI enhancement. It's an auto enrolling, as I understand it, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's auto enrolling sellers onto it. And the reason why, as he's already said, the results from Rufus were not necessarily the best they could be, was because it wasn't getting the information that it was needed, right? So Rufus needs information to get smarter, provide better recommendations, answer more questions. So your product detail page will probably need to, if it's not already critical that it is, but it will need to be complete, up to date, and fully accurate. And it might be a case that all possible listing space will need to be utilized to feed Rufus with information, and create context. So things like use cases, instructions, Q&As, comparisons, specifications, all of that. The more, in essence, the way it works with AI, and we've seen that working on Kepler, is the more information you're able to give it, the better the results it can provide. So if it's able to generate, if say Rufus is asked a question like, what's the difference between a busy board that's plastic or wooden, right? Um, if you have that covered in your listing, there's every chance that it might actually link your product, as opposed to another competitor who doesn't have it. So in essence, we may get this kind of race to the bottom, or race to the top, as to phrase it a bit more accurately, where it might be a case where the more information you have, the better your listing might do. It may not be, but this is just one kind of possibility. And this kind of begs even more questions, which I'm kind of researching and thinking about, is if you actually used Amazon generative AI, would that help you appear in more results? Possibly. Um, same kind of thing with following Amazon rules closely. Now I know that at the moment there are ways in which you can kind of not manipulate, but there's tips and tricks as to how you can bend Amazon rules with things like main images and keyword stuffing and so much more to rank higher. Well, possibly with Rufus being more intelligent, that could actually be out the window. On the other hand, this might help Amazon do more quality control potentially, where only listings that actually have had a lot of input, creative input, and listings that are really thought through and full of information that's highly relevant, and people who have taken real care to create these things may actually rise to the top because of the quality information they've been given. So things like, pricing may actually become a tiny bit less relevant because you have a lot of sellers on Amazon who have cheap products and they don't invest as much into creative, and that means that they're able to have a lower price, but that doesn't necessarily reflect the quality of the listing. So that kind of quality control may become interesting. But on the other hand, at which point will it be too much? I'm sure there will be a sweet spot where um, the balance between too much and too little information is met. Again, we've seen that when you give LLMs too much information, it's actually counterproductive, and it can confuse them. So there's a lot of questions here. These are just some theories that we have, but it's going to be really interesting how this plays out. And it's really important to note that this change with Rufus is not just on Amazon. Google themselves have announced their new SGE, Search Generative Experience. This was actually already introduced last year. It's not the default Google search engine at the moment, but it probably will be. And it's basically the same as Rufus. It works in the same way. And that's how you generate your Google results instead of going through one link after another to find what you're looking for. So if you're able to wrap your hand around Rufus and get ahead on that, you might just figure out how search works in general going forward.
Thanks, Mikhail. Thanks. Yeah. So definitely, it's not just Amazon. The whole industry is changing, and we see a lot of experiments going. So, how do you get ready for Rufus? How do you how do you optimize your listings? What can we do right now, and how this could look like in the near future? And it's very simple. You have to talk to your data. And I'll show you examples of how to do that, how to talk to your data, and how you could potentially optimize for those new search engines. And just to give you an idea, why do we know this stuff? Because that's how we design Kepler. We can actually reverse engineer that approach. So let's jump to show you how to optimize your listing using ChatGPT. So what we need to do is simply reverse engineer Rufus approach. So please be aware, this is a demo and not fully tested solution. It's a conversation starter for all of us. So this first step is to understand the first step in the funnel, which is the intent and usage patterns. So for this example, we are using a PDF report from Kepler, which includes all product usage patterns of actually a melatonin supplement. So based on that, because I understand the whole usage patterns, I understand why people want using melatonin. How do they use the melatonin? What do they need it for? We're able to reverse engineer the search, and we have summarized the intent and ideas around potential search terms people will be putting in Rufus. And some of these, and this is actually a good example of research that is probably not far from the one that we currently would normally do and the results you would get. So we have the intent, we have the search terms, and some ideas of how to improve the SEO. Next, we need to focus on the Q&A retrieval. And in order to get that data, we are tapping into the conversation that is already happening on Amazon. And the reviews hold all that information. And the goal here is to understand what customers would, what do they care about and what sort of question they might ask about your product. So I've landed, so I've already, we have the intent search. I've searched, I have the product. Right now I'm on your listing with Rufus. And I'm basically trying to figure out what our customers would ask about. So we reverse engineer that, and we were able to understand what are the features and benefits of the product, and what type and what conversation is happening in the reviews and frequently asked questions, and are able to get some of the questions that I know definitely I need to answer in my listing. So how quickly does it work? Can this replace prescription sleep medications? Is the product suitable for daily use? Are there any side effects? So all these questions, and probably 50 more or 100 more people will be asking Rufus about when they're on your listing. So it's really important to understand these questions and then optimize your listing to make sure that you answer them. You answer them, and we're not sure how it's going to look like, because it's a lot of data. So I presume there's going to be a much more back-end input coming soon, where you'll be able to input that data at the back end, because otherwise it's going to be really front end heavy. Next, you will no longer need to read reviews, and we've seen that. You simply ask what people think about it. Has someone mentioned this, or have they mentioned that? So again, we need to get ahead of those questions and understand where are our weak points as a brand. So GPT is able to summarize them and provide us with potential improvement suggestions. This is a bit more of a long-term game, as it includes product development. Last but not least, Rufus will be great at quick comparison between the products. We all have done it with the three tabs. So open and comparing products. So here I'm just dropping a research on my competitor, right? So Rufus right now, GPT now understands everything about my product, and now just dropped a PDF which includes research on my competition. So now actually the LLM, which is OpenAI LLM, is able to work in a similar way as Rufus. So he's comparing the products. So it's able to give me, ideas around advantages of my product over competition, and then it's able to give me disadvantages over over the competition. And look, I'm looking for potential wins. So, how can we discredit the competition? What kind of things I should be focusing on in order to win that argument? Because at the end of the day, it is a kind of an argument. So, to summarize, this is how we think the future of listing optimization is going to look like, in our opinion. You will need to talk to your data. Talk to your data. Use natural language. Find those gaps and reverse engineer those search. Optimize your listing and content to improve those conversions. And we have no idea how it's going to look like. It's going to be a lot of content, but we already see that with AI enhancement, Amazon pushing for that. All these things that are happening, they are testing it. And you have to understand that at the end of the day, the most important thing for Amazon is customer experience. That's what all they care about. And with these type of searches, you provide a much quicker and much better customer experience. So this is by far top priority for Amazon, in our opinion, at the moment. And we see those steps emerging right now in the previous months. And this is also very important in relation to product development. You as a brand should no longer develop products that compete directly with the bestseller or compete for for the keyword, but as a brand, cater specifically to the needs of your audience. Understand their needs and pains and use that information to innovate. And this will then help Rufus to paint the picture of your brand, to paint the picture of your product, and improve those algorithms to to then Rufus be able to recommend your product and brand. And we'll be doing, I think in the next couple of weeks we'll be doing a quick demo and case study, actually, how to cover the entire workflow from in-depth research analysis of your customer avatar, the pains and needs, product user journeys, and opportunities to actually improve the design. So if you want to participate, sign up at kepler.com. And that's pretty much it. And as I said, we do not have all the answers, but just to let you know, we think this is going to really shake up the industry. There's probably a still long way to go, but definitely Rufus is coming, and we all need to get ready. So let us know if you have any questions, and we can start the conversation.
Um, if there aren't any questions yet, we'll be checking those in a minute. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
What do you think about UGC in relation to all of this? You said that reviews may not be as important, and Rufus will retrieve results and summarize reviews for you. Do you think UGC will hold, or sponsored UGC will hold any more significance?
I don't think. I think reviews in itself are still very important. We do. We do need to ask. We will be asking Rufus, what people think about this product. Has anyone complained about this? Has anyone complained about? So the first thing, reviews will be important. There will be, the significance of them will not change. UGC, I think, from the perspective of ads, we're going to see a lot of more of that retargeting and
Mm,
being and Amazon actually recommending you products and building the whole feed for you, just like TikTok.
yeah,
The Cosmo engine will be learning about you. Will be learning about you, your behaviors, the products you like. What type of person you are, what type of hobbies you have, and it will be building that picture of you. So I'm guessing it will become, the whole platform will be actually be more. It
tailored.
will be it will be heavier on the creative side, actually,
Yeah,
because it will no longer need a lot of text. It will be a simple chat, and the remaining space will be occupied by creatives and ads. There will be actually more ad placements, way more. So I think UGC in there has a massive role. UGC and overall creatives.
yeah. Cool. That's really interesting to me because I've been learning about how Google will also do the same with their search engine, and there's one thing in SEO in general that's really interesting is a potential shift from keywords to key people. And when I heard that, that kind of got my attention because in essence, Google want to push UGC
Hmm.
more than keywords. So if you have people promoting your products and Google is able to kind of like backlinks to websites, is able to recognize that there are people talking about your product who actually have an audience and have some social currency, I guess, online, it will pick up on that more than it will on keywords. So I find that very interesting because it may actually lead to less spam, less, I guess, maybe manipulated data as well. And I wonder how Rufus will also behave on that front. That's really interesting to me.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I think from that perspective, ad placements, PPC campaigns, and actually paying for for your ranking and ads. it's a huge piece of cake for Amazon, all these companies, and they monetize on it, so they will not easily let go of it. Um, but at the same time, we do have solutions right now, like Rufus and AI search that are, and those algorithms that are much more um, much better for us and as a consumer. So it really depends on those companies which ones of those they're going to prioritize. Is it going to be customer experience, or is it going to be the uh, you know monetizing on the ads and keeping that flow of money coming? So that kind of is the questions at the end of the day. um,
Yeah, I mean, you said there'll be more questions than answers, and I guess because it's so new, we should be asking more questions than providing answers.
yeah.
We have a question from Ario here.
Well,
So, um, does this also mean that design should now target certain needs of customers rather than existing as an alternative? How does this increase value of data, specifically reviews?
okay, so let me answer the first one. Does this also mean that the design should now target certain needs of customers rather than just existing as alternative? Um, I think not much is going to change there when it comes to design in itself. I think we a lot of creatives are aware of how to structure the ads and the creatives, and is to target those needs, and it always has been. Um, how does this increase value of data, specifically reviews? I think overall, the whole shift to this new AI approach, this new AI search, and this algorithm increases the value of data significantly. Whereas before that, we knew that data is important, and we knew the weight of it. Right now, it's even more important, and then we need even more of it. So
Yep.
hence why Cosmo is so important to Amazon, because it really provides so much more value, so much more data. And yeah, we'll see way more ways for us as sellers, as brand owners, to actually collect that data, and it will be really important to manage this data and to use it in the right way.
Yeah, and if I can chime in here as well, I think I kind of Ario alluded to this actually. I think that design and in general content, things like use cases, instructions, comparisons, more they content that may actually predict the kind of questions and concerns that shoppers have could hold more significance potentially. Um, and on your second question, yeah, I think doing more research and having your really understanding your avatar, your shopper, predicting their usage patterns and likes and dislikes, and really understanding your data will be especially important. And this is where Kepler can help you.
Yeah. So I think to summarize here, if there's no more questions, it's going to be all about getting ahead of your customers' needs, getting actually ahead. Whereas right now we were able to, it was more about historical data, I guess, understanding what was working before and what was working, and really making your decision based on that historical data. Right now, we're gonna have to work in a way to be a step ahead and to actually predict those intents. So gather all that data, manage your data, and then talk to your data and reverse engineer the whole system of AI search and AI algorithms. If there's anything else anyone wants to add, Mikhail?
Nope, that's all from me.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of the day.
See you later.